Good evening, Speaker, my colleagues in the DA, and to the other parties who are signatories to the historic multi-party charter agreement. I was going to get up here and speak about how some Green Party has been bizaing with regards to our proposed outdoor advertising bylaw that lapsed. But the events of last week have starkly laid out what needs to be said today. August 2012, March to June 2016. And now we add August 2023 to the infamous list. We mourn the needless loss of life that occurred in the city less than a week ago, and our thoughts are with the victims and their families in this difficult time. I think we need to understand the priorities of this city and its government, because we endured one of the most shocking and depressing days we've witnessed in the city for a very long time last week. I read this quarterly report of the Development Planning Department, and it stands out that dealing with problem properties, which seems like a major priority today, is at the bottom of the department's list of priorities. We don't even keep tabs on the problem properties within our quarterly reports. Suddenly, everyone is running around like headless chickens, trying to solve the problem and clear the tens of hijacked and overcrowded properties in the CBD. The big question is, where was this impetus before people's lives were lost? Why did this government cease the block-by-block operations that were championed by Councillor Echezon Njoku when she was MMC of Development Planning? When the multi-party was ousted, they had performed their last operation just one block from the site of this tragedy. If only the ANC, EFF, PA coalition had carried on with this initiative, this block would have been next. Maybe some lives would have been saved, but instead, the baby was thrown out with the bathwater, and today we mourn. There are those who would like to blame JPC for this tragedy. And as much as I believe, if I asked the CEO of JPC to come house at my own home for a weekend, I'd fully expect to come back to find it hijacked, missing windows and doors, and with a different gang of criminals renting out every room. Because it feels that is the standard way that JPC has mismanaged our city's properties under her tenure. It will be entirely disingenuous, though, to blame JPC entirely for what has happened after the building got hijacked, although they do bear some responsibility. So the next question is, why is the city not implementing its own problem property bylaw to deal with dangerously overcrowded buildings not suitable for human habitation? I believe the answer is that our officials are inadequately trained on the application of the bylaw in conjunction with a lack of political will, but furthermore they are hamstrung by national legislation, meaning the task of having a building declared a problem property is extremely onerous, costly, and the chances of success are slim. We have seen politicians blaming NGOs for preventing evictions, but those NGOs don't work in a vacuum. They litigate within a legal framework, and they do it successfully. You see, there is a piece of legislation that the DA has been fighting to be amended for years, the Prevention of Illegal Eviction Act. Now, if the ANC was serious about dealing with the issues of problem properties, they would have petitioned their colleagues in national government to amend the PI Act years ago. But alas, they haven't. In South Africa, we claim to value the sanctity of human life so much that we only have jail sentences, even for the most heinous of criminal offences like murder or rape. Except, through the PI Act, we have prescribed one crime that is punishable by death, and that crime is the crime of being poor. Eli Kamarov once said, "Poverty is like a punishment for a crime you didn't commit." It appears that in South Africa we weren't satisfied that this remained a simile, and have literally criminalized poverty. The PI Act enables criminals to exploit the poorest of the poor and charge them for having the privilege of sleeping in literal death traps, while the authorities are unable to assist because the burden created by the requirements of the Act have become unaffordable and impractical for government and private sector alike. It cannot be accepted that being poor can be punishable by death, and accordingly we need to amend the PI Act now. August 2012, Marikana, 34 lives lost at the hands of a police force critically undertrained due to ANC misgovernance. March to June 2016, Life Isidumeni, 144.
Please take a seat, there's a hand. Councillor Rapadu.
It's a point of order. Which page on the report is he on? Because definitely there is no Marikana on this report.
Thank you,
Man, shut
Councillor
up, Wena,
Rapadu.
man.
Councillor
Shut up,
Raphadu.
Wena. Shut up, Wena, man. Shut up.
Councillor Raphadu. Councillor Shay, please proceed.
March to June 2016, life is many. 144 lives lost at the hands of the Gauteng Health Department due to an unforgivable decision by the ANC government. August 2023, Marshalltown. At least 77 lives lost because of the ANC's intransigence on amending legislation. We should all hang our heads in shame. We need to do more than just save these people from death traps. We need to get South Africa's economy moving forward again so that people living in these deplorable conditions can find employment and lift themselves out of poverty. We need a government that will repeal the regressive policies that stifle economic growth and a government that is willing to do what is right, not just what is popular. Unfortunately, I don't believe our national government has the capability to do what is right. And thank goodness 2024 is coming to solve that. So too, the residents of this great city have lost faith in this council doing anything right, and we can't wait until 2026 to fix that. Let's dissolve this council and grant the power to the people to elect a new, stable and effective government for Johannesburg, a government that will actually value the sanctity of life. Thank you.